Hey everyone, how's it going? You are following Christy. This is my diet and weight loss journey. I'm using my sample bracelet that we were trying out, this new product. I just barely got all these beads together. I was having some trouble with them, the little clasps at the end. Like they were just one of those little like clamp ones that go together. And so they were like busting out on my job site today because I work on irrigation. So I mean like I'm running these things through the test. So I replaced those with some like little tiny key ring style, clasps. And so we're all good here. Also, I don't know if you saw the other video, but I basically sent like an instructional video with a better picture of what the bracelet looks like and how to use it. Now, and I've got the first samples in the mail today, going out to one to Louisiana for an undereater, one to LA for it's more of like a personal trainer, so they're going to be sampling it out on people. We are moving and grooving. Now I just had my monthly monster that was coming in, and I'll be honest, like I just went off the rails. I was eating too many gummy snacks. I think I gained like 7 pounds back, and I was literally like eating to the end of my bracelet and then eating a pack of gummies and then eating another snack. So I mean like we were like way overboard, and my whole body was like bloating up and all the fat cells were like yummy recovery, and so I didn't gain all the weight back, but like too much, right? So yesterday and today I did a better job of sticking to the bracelet. Yesterday I stuck to it kind of well. Today I'm actually like under points, so I'm going to be like sneaking in the freezer to get my little protein candy bars and stuff like that I made. But that's sort of the point of the bracelet. We don't really want to go under either, because anytime we can go under, that can trigger another binge eating mode where our brain is like, I've been starving, feed me, feed me, feed me. So it can like trigger those. So I can't decide if I'm like the worst test subject on this or like one of the best, because I am difficult to keep on a diet. But I between yesterday and today, I've been sticking with the beads, and I'm already back down to 155. So that's like 2 pounds over what I was when I was at my lowest, last week. And we keep going, so all the hormones are back to normal, and I'm back to my usual self. I'm not craving all these sugary sweets all the time. I'm not craving food all the time. In fact, I'm forgetting to eat and getting like headaches again. So we are going to be sampling this out for undereaters too, for effectiveness on that. But what I did notice today, is it does, when you're on track with it, it does help you make better food choices. I was at Chipotle and I was thinking, do I get a salad? Do I get a bowl? Do I get, quesadilla and stuff like that? And then it was like, I kind of looked down at my bracelet and I was like, you're getting the kids build your own tacos. You know what I mean? So I got like the steak tacos, and then all I got with them was I got some beans, some pinto beans, and I got like pico de gallo, and I got like the salsa, and honestly, like that was really good. And then my son got queso, so like my last couple bites had some queso drizzled on them, and that was such a nice like 2 of 5 meal that I was just so grateful for that. Another thing I've noticed that I kind of stink at is leaving food behind. I'm such a finisher. I've got to finish everything. It's so rude of my to throw away food. I'm always thinking about the starving children around the world, or just wasting money. It always feels like you're going to need to eat later. You might as well eat these calories now kind of mindset. And so I was actually kind of proud of myself that when I got to the end of my little kids meal at Chipotle, there was still like a little pile of food on the plate, and there were chips in the bag. And I literally, I felt my 5 and I stopped. And I was just like, you know what, this is phenomenal. I don't care even if I go a little bit of do as I go. What I want to do is be, eventually programming my brain to stick to the program. That's not going to happen right away. You're not going to get that in a week. You're not going to get it in 2 weeks. I was sick, and then I went under my points for a couple days, which I think plus the mega month thing triggered kind of another bingey kind of week, and it just needed to rub itself off. But I'll be honest, it is so refreshing to know that, like, even if I had one of those weeks, I'm just off the rails. What if I was on a vacation? What if I was on a cruise or something? And I was just totally eating the wrong food and gained all this weight. Second I put this bracelet back on and start reviewing the rules, following the rules, I start dropping like a stone again. It's wonderful. So I'm really going to try to add just a couple more rules for this. And essentially what we decided to do is, if you go over your points and it's like a hormonal craving thing because you're overeating or whatever, undereating's a little easier, we just encourage you to have a protein shake or something. But overeating, if you're going over on your points, we try to pick a nice neutral vegetable, something that's just not going to make you gain too much weight. We're talking about, carrots, we're talking about celery, we're talking about, different things like that. Of course, if you've been, you're craving electrolytes, you might grab an apple or something neutral in the fruit zone. Some berries are often very, very good. And then, of course, if that's not enough, we don't like our bodies kicking into any kind of starvation mode, even if we gain a couple pounds doing it. Go ahead and get that protein, you know what I mean? Just try maybe the next day. Like we were doing brisket burritos and stuff like that, like every single day too. Maybe next time if I'm on like a super munching thing, that's going to get swapped for some sirloin steaks, just because, the calories are going to be so much better if I'm eating that consistently. Even if I'm overeating that, I'm not going to gain quite as much weight. So what we're looking for is fewer fluctuations at the same time. And so just, the testing goes on. This is, it's not going to be probably perfect, but I'm just so excited to get this in other hands so that we can see how well it works with other people. So we still have bracelets to give away. I am committed to donating 40 to the public for testing before we ever touch a sales platform for this, just because I want to know. And we're probably going to be running tests throughout the end of summer. If I'm going to be releasing these, if the testing goes well, we will be releasing these in the fall, and I'm probably actually going to go to my testers and offer them commissions to sell them on, maybe their platforms or maybe their friends or whatever. Anybody who's asking, how did you lose the weight? Well, let me tell you, and I can get you one too, kind of deal. And I'm still trying to figure out how to include the charities. We might either go like a sales commission kind of thing too, but at the same time with the children's charities, we're still just very, very, very princess gloving around with that. So it's possible that this is going to turn into, at least initially, until we can have further testing, more proof that these are totally safe to use with children. We'll probably just be donating a portion of the profits, like 10% to each charity, just so that we can say that we're helping out, that. And I would like to offer, commissions for salespeople, just for people who, want an easy job, something that they can do online, residual income kind of thing. And, outside of that, I really don't expect this to go too far. I'm really just kind of trending the idea of the counting system, the number system. The bracelet's wonderful, but you definitely could count it on a piece of paper. You could definitely keep track of it in your head, if you don't have the same memory issues that us ADHD kids kind of have. The bracelet's definitely, because we need it to be in sight, in mind, or our ADHD brains will just not calculate it correctly. So that's where we're at. I just wanted to give a quick update because I know it was so disappointing that I was like off my track, last week. And I just wanted to report that, oh my goodness, did it just like right back on track. It's like, I feel like I'm going to be back down to 152 within the next 2 days. I bet you I'm down to 145 by the end of next week. And that's 5 pounds away from the ultimate goal of 140, which is where I feel like is a good landing spot for me. So onward, upward, we continue the testing. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I hope that you are having the most fun, the greatest adventures, building your allure and treating yourself so nicely. Cheers to that. Have a good day.